Ms. Hunt, how are you today? You are certainly looking I'm sorry, Your Honor. She's just an old friend.
He initially blackmailed me to contact Bob Gaines and Sidney Johnson so he could have one of them call his girlfriend and pretend to be a travel agent offering a trip to Bermuda. Supposedly she always wanted to go there, and he thought it would be a cute way of winning back her affections since she would be booked on a private jet, which Jason would be on since he owns the jet, which I should mention was purchased using stolen funds. After Bob told Jason that he personally met with Sherry, who was Jason's ex, to give her the fake forms, Jason suspected that Bob had a thing for her. He got jealous and called me back into the office and told me that he tracked Bob and Sid down. He wanted me to do whatever I could to sabotage any chance Bob could have with Sherry.
You didn't take any money, and shortly thereafter, you resigned from the company.
That is correct. I went back into massage therapy.
Well, I'm sure we could all use a massage when we At least some of us would have a happy ending, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
Would you explain what your association is with the defendants?
Yes. Boyfriend and guy friend.
Ooh. Mr. Gaines is your boyfriend?
No. Sidney is. Okay. Bob's my friend.
Whew. I would like to start by asking you questions about your association with your former employer. And did he terminate you, or did you resign?
Resigned.
Care to explain why?
Why, yes. He was trying to get back at his client, who was Mr. Gaines, for not following through with the job.
But you accepted.
Well, hold on, let me finish. You know what the job was for, right?
It doesn't matter. That doesn't incriminate the plaintiff. You still chose to participate.
It was an excuse to see old friends I lost contact with. There's nothing wrong with that.
But you accepted. With these two pranksters.
They aren't doing that anymore. These questions are irrelevant. I do have something legitimate to say about Mr. Irving. The previous witness was fired by Mr. Irving. Ooh, see that? I heard him do it. He was on the phone with Ms. Greenwich the day I stopped into his office to see him. The next day, he found out Ms. Greenwich had a brother who was a CEO of a computer company that was generating a ton of revenue in Japan. He didn't want to miss out on this business opportunity, so he rehired Ms. Greenwich so he could find out how to contact her brother.
Why would Ms. Greenwich speak on Mr. Irving's behalf?
It's very simple. Ms. Greenwich thought she had been pranked.
She had good reason to. We have some very talented people in the courtroom who could be studying me, or maybe even the judge. I'm sure they could pull it off. It sounds like they're good at what they do.
You want to know another reason he fired Ms. Greenwich?
No, but go ahead. You're
Mr.
still
Irving is very assertive and ambitious. He wanted the status. Jason feared that Ms. Greenwich would have a chance at taking his job if he ever happened to get caught for any of his illegal activities, such as embezzlement, sexual harassment, and company fraud.
There's no evidence of that here.
Don't be so sure of that. Ms. Greenwich is an honest woman, and if she ever happened to coincidentally witness Mr. Irving engaging in any of these types of misconduct, she would answer to anyone who asked her.
She didn't bring it up.
You didn't ask her. You could find out if you brought her back on the stand.
Let me be the attorney, Miss Hunt. You've said more than enough about Miss Greenwich, so let's move on to my next question.
Another example of her honesty is that the telephone respondents rarely hung up on Miss Greenwich because they were so struck by her genuine honesty, which is a rarity amongst telemarketers. Most people in that line of work are afraid of being as honest out of fear they would either lose a sale or their job for not following the criteria of manipulation. Which is kind of like what you're doing here.
No further questions, Your Honor?
Really? I thought you had more questions.
That won't be necessary, as everything you've just said already answered the questions I had for you. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Yes, would you like to call somebody?
Yes, I would like